had gentler invitations.
I am Cassandra Pentecost, Seeker of the Chantry.
And just, what are you seeking?
The champion.
Which one?
You know exactly why I'm here! Time to start talking, dwarf. They tell me you're good at it.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Start at the beginning.
Scouts. We will have to fight them sooner or later.
Then we make our stand here. Prepare yourself. Be careful!
We can't keep this up forever.
We'll make it through this, together.
Here they come. Shall I deal with them?
Allow me. With this.
There's no end to them.
bullshit. That's not what really happened.
Does that not match the story you've heard, Seeker?
I'm not interested in stories. I came to hear the truth.
What makes you think I know the truth?
Don't lie to me! You knew her even before she became the champion.
Even if I did, I don't know where she is now.
Do you have any idea what's at stake here?
Let me guess. Your precious chantry's fallen to pieces and put the entire world on the brink of war. And you need the one person who could help you put it back together.
The champion was at the heart of it when it all began. If you can't point me to her, tell me everything you know.
You aren't worried I'll just make it up as I go?
Not at all.
You'll need to hear the whole story.
Big intro, Devatron! Dragon Age 2. Big intro. It was beast. Alright, man, here we go. We are underway. Just making our girl. So yeah, this is how this story is told. It's Varric the dwarf, whom you remember from Dragon Age Inquisition, and Cassandra, his interrogator, she's in Dragon Age Inquisition as well. And a couple things to note right off the bat. He initially starts telling the story, which, as you saw, was kind of an embellishment, right? And the first thing is when Hawke kills the ogre, there's that fatality cutscene where she kind of like charges up, and jumps on him, and impales him. That's a nod to Dragon Age Origins. If you remember in that game, you could get in the middle of a fight just these, fatality cutscene kind of things. Second, Hawke's sister Bethany, the mage that you were fighting with, she had enormous breasts. And you're going to see her shortly here when we start the real story, where we play, the real Hawke. And Bethany, doesn't have quite as big boobs. That's a small detail that a lot of people don't notice. So here we are. We're just making our gal. I'm assuming I'm going to explain why I chose female in the intro, so I won't go into that here. As for how she looks, depending on which presets you use, which skin tones and eye colors you use, it'll have an impact on the look of your siblings and your mother and other family members and stuff like this. So that's kind of cool. As for why I went with this one, I don't know, it just looked nice. I'm just making some small adjustments. Some of these I pan through to kind of show you the range. I give her just one off of full youth to give her a little bit of age. She's technically the elder sibling, and then you have two twin younger siblings. Bethany, whom you saw in the sort of fabricated, embellished intro, and you'll see her again. And then she has a twin brother named Carver. So they all have dark hair, so I just went ahead. I like some of the other hair colors, but I wanted that at least to match. And then I like the blue eyes from Varric's embellished version, so I kind of go with not that particular blue, but a different one. And here, Robin can make fun of me because I don't really quite know how women do their makeup. I just try to make everything match. That's probably not the best approach. I pulled all the intensity up just to see what I'm doing, and then I dial it back in. And another thing that happens when you do this customization, which you don't have to, you could just take one of the presets. Something about the lighting right here as you're making it, it's slightly different when you see it later. And I actually make a mistake on the eyebrows, the color of them. But there is, kind of like in Kingdoms of Amalur, it's a mirror that you stare into to go back into this interface and adjust things. And at one point, not too far in, we get to that, and I show you what it is, and I adjust the color of her eyebrows to match her hair. So this girl's going to be named Zoe. You see in the upper left, her name is Marion Hawke. You get to change the first name, and I'm naming her after Crystal's little papillon, Zoe. But she spelled the dog's name with a Y on the end. I used the Germanic, just Z-O-E. I like that name. I always have, even before I knew the dog. And but throughout the game, you're just referred to by your family name, Hawke, or as you could tell from the intro cutscene interrogation, you're also referred to as the champion. And part of the game is figuring out why you are called the champion. So I have a couple mods installed. One of them gives me a lot of different eye colors. You can see some of them are pretty intense and alien looking. I'm looking for, you know, like a blue or an icy, a gray, just something in that line, a cool color. And, you know, she's a warrior, let's face it, Dev. So I didn't want to go like Sinead O'Connor, full butch out, you know, but a nice short haircut, but a little bit messy, just a kind of random braid there. Of course, you know, a hairline and a shape, the bangs that really frame the face. You know, I had to throw that in there. Just couldn't pass it up. Little bigger nose. I like that look. Not really bigger, but just longer. Filled out her lips. She's looking nice. I ended up, as you know, I ended up doing this intro, starting this recording. I think this is like my 4th time because of all the problems I had. So I'm pretty well versed at this and getting what I want fairly quickly. At any rate, the only other detail I need to mention here is you see portrait, name, and then it says events of Dragon Age Origins. I have to choose one that's called the Martyr. The reason is certain quests in this game aren't available unless you select certain, you know, pre-built histories or the default history, or your other options. You can import Dragon Age Origins save games, and of course I have those, but I don't know where they are. They're buried in some file from, you know, on some hard drive somewhere, and I didn't want to, you know, look them up or anything. So long story short, I need to do a certain quest for one of the companions that I want to use the whole way, and that quest is only available if you select this pre-built history that's called the Martyr, and you'll see me do it in a minute. And there's a brief synopsis of what that history is, and you can see, I think it was a Dalish elf was the hero of Ferelden, and obviously with a name like Martyr, she chose to sacrifice herself in order to kill the archdemon in Origins. So we'll be getting to that, clicking on Nightmare, and getting underway. Welcome to Dragon Age 2.
The Blight had been unleashed on Ferelden. Dark spawn poured out of the wilds, clashing against the army at the ruins of Ostagar. The battle was a disaster. King Cailan died on the field with his men, betrayed by his most trusted general. Unopposed, the Horde marched on the village of Lothering. The village burned, and many innocents were slaughtered. The champion's family barely escaped in time.
I think that's all of them.
For the moment, make us save us. We've lost it all. Everything your father and I built.
I know how much Lothering meant to you, but we have to move.
Yes, you're right.
We should have run sooner. Why did we wait so long?
Why are you looking at us? We've been running since Ostagar.
Not to interrupt, but the Blight's not going to wait while we stand here pointing fingers.
Please, listen to your sister.
Then let's go. Lead on.
Alright, getting underway. And you know it's a BioWare game when you have an immediate break in immersion. And you have to deal with inventory and tactics. But this is the game, Devatron. Tactics is the puzzle of all puzzles in this game. And you remember these good old-fashioned tactics. Self-health, less than 25%. Use health potion. Oh, this is so good. As you know, I really love this system. And to start off, it's always good to set tactics on your Hawke, whatever you're playing, but for obvious reasons, they don't need to be perfect, because you control Hawke, you know. But here and there, you do jump on other party members, and you want Hawke to have some sort of, you know, semi-intelligent script to be running. And actually, probably, as far as just a sequence, you know, or a quest you want to call it, I'm off of Hawke quite a bit in the prologue, maybe more than any other time in the game, just because they start, you know, these characters, you and your siblings, with default abilities, and Bethany gets Fireball. You see, I set a tactic here. I'm a little concerned. It never goes off, thankfully, because Fireball and Nightmare is going to do friendly fire damage. So until she gets a level up a little bit down the line here, that Fireball is useless. So I shouldn't say useless. It's useless to put in a tactic and hope that it doesn't hit your party. If you jump onto her and control her, then you can place it really well. And actually, this time when I recorded the prologues, probably the best I ever did it. I use it quite a bit. Otherwise, just basic stuff. You know, if they're attacking Bethany, go after them. Otherwise, assist Hawke, kind of thing. Nothing real fancy. Also notice we have a dog.
Looks like a fight. Be ready.
Now we can relax.
Okay, not bad. Nobody had to use a potion or anything. There's the dog again. I started saying it's a Mabari, and it's not like in Origins where it's a party member. It's just a a summonable, sustainable, but he's very useful. And a quick level up, and on to more.
Wait, where are we going?
Away from the Darkspawn, where else?
And then where? We can't just wander aimlessly.
Wherever we go, what's important is that we don't separate.
We can go to Kirkwall.
Kirkwall? Are you sure that's wise?
There's a lot of Templars in Kirkwall, Mother.
I know that, but we still have family there. And an estate.
Then we need to get to Gwarin and take ship.
If we survive that long, I'll just be happy to get out of here.
Follow my lead! You will not have him! They will not have you. Not while I breathe. With this. Get back!
Then you're done!
That's enough!
Watch this one!
Stop squirming, Wesley. You'll make it worse.
Apostate, keep your distance.
Well, the Maker has a sense of humor. Darkspawn and now a Templar. I thought they all abandoned Lothering.
The Spawn are clear in their intent, but a mage is always unknown. The Order dictates.
Wesley.
That woman is an apostate. The Order dictates.
Dear, they saved us. The Maker understands.
Of course.
I am Aveline Valenne. This is my husband, Sir Wesley. We can hate each other when we're safe from the Horde.
A strange time to be hunting apostates. His fellows left with the Chantry priests.
I was traveling to Denerim on business for the Order, but I had to turn south when I heard of Ostagar.
Bad luck and judgment brought us together here before the attack.
The nice Templar has been convinced to postpone his hunt for illegal mages. So let's not dwell upon it, shall we?
Wise girl.
You're quick to offer your allegiance.
Another blade between us and the Darkspawn? Yes, please.
So long as the Horde is their first concern.
My duty is clear, but that is for another day, if we are granted that opportunity.
We will be fine. We all will.
For a while, it looked like we were the only ones to escape the Darkspawn.
We aren't free of them yet. Just like at Ostagar, this is just the start.
You were there. Yes, I see it now. Third Company, under Captain Varrel.
Then you saw how the whole of the army was defeated.
We fell to betrayal, not the Darkspawn. This arm of the Horde will not have the same advantage.
How bad is that wound?
I think my sword arm's a loss, even with healing.
Then you will have mine, as always. For now, we move with you. North is cut off. We barely escaped the main body of the Horde.
Then we're trapped. The wilds are to the south, that's no way out.
We have no choice. The Darkspawn have us fenced in. We go south.
Okay, so we've met Aveline. She's our first non-sibling companion. She's a shield warrior. And you also notice the shield bash ability that Hawke picked up in that quick level up is really nice. It, you know, knocks things back and arcs. As for these level ups, Spirit Bolt isn't that great a spell, but I take it on Bethany because Darkspawn are weak to spirit damage. And then Mighty Blow is going to do friendly fire damage, but there's a mage coming up, and I really need him to go in there and whack it. And here I just realized I had her set to aggressive custom instead of range, so I changed that. Correct it rather. You want your mages on range. And then just getting rid of the dumb fireball tactic and putting Spirit Bolt, you know, in the mix. And it's not a bad spell actually. It doesn't cost much mana, and it has a pretty fast cooldown. But it's not something I would ordinarily take. It's just good for this prologue on Bethany. See there, I switched the mage tactic to Mighty Blow. And then got to get Aveline off tank. Tank is a horrible behavior in this game. It just doesn't quite work right. So you want all your warriors on aggressive and your archer rogues and mages on ranged. And if they're a dagger rogue, put them on aggressive. So here's just, again, basic stuff. Now nearest, you see me using nearest visible mage. That works, but nearest visible warrior and nearest visible rogue do not work. So there is a mage coming up. That's why I've chosen to throw it into tactics here. And we'll see that coming up shortly. Rawr. Just 3 warriors hacking and slashing. Good stuff. Okay, really good stuff so far. I'm really happy. This is one of my better, takes at this little stretch, which is not easy. You see a lot of what being a tank is about in this game is watching behind you and everywhere else, you know what I mean? and then repositioning the group. Much easier as a tank than any other class to do that.
Quickly, before they regroup. We must press towards the wilds.
Awesome, awesome stuff. First time I think I've not lost anybody in that fight.
Not going to happen.
There's a chest. You can't get it unless you're a rogue. And now here, this is a codex entry, okay? As you see, look how big it is. There are a ton of these throughout the game, and I have to click on them because they give XP. It's a big XP source. So I apologize, but given their length, there's no way to, I don't know, narrate them or anything like that. It's not Kingdoms of Amalur, Dev, let's face it. No cool bard, you know, poems to tell us the lore. So I'm just going to click through them. Now here, sometimes I take heal, sometimes I take aura, sometimes I take horror, which is a stun, but I decide just to go damage. The best way to get through what's ahead is just more damage, not more survivability. It's also why everybody's getting strength. All the warriors are getting might, which is a sustainable that gives a bonus 10% damage. I take it on all three, see? That's a lot of what Nightmare is about, is just damage, damage, damage. It will always, always win over survivability. You try to get more hit points and more defense and more armor and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried it. So yeah, we got our level, and here the injury kits don't come into play in the prologue, but after that, if a character dies in combat, they come back with an injury, which just reduces max health. So I like to have the injury kit on the hotbar. Otherwise, just repositioning some things for when I have to be on, you know, other characters. I like buttons to be where I'm used to them being. So that's that.
You soulless bastards!
Carver, wake up. The battle's over. We're fine.
I'm sorry, Mistress. Your son is gone.
No, these things will not take Carver.
Carver gave himself to save us.
I don't want a hero. I want my son. How could you let him charge off like that? Your little brother. My little boy.
Mother, we can't stay here. Carver wouldn't want his sacrifice to be meaningless.
Allow me to commend your son's soul to the Maker, Mistress. Ashes we were, and ashes we become. Maker, give this young man a place at your side. Let us take comfort in the peace he has found in eternity.
I will never forget you, Carver.
Our lives are more valuable to him than our prayers. Let's go.
Flames. We're too late.
Let's see what you're made of! There's no end to them.
Well, well, what have we here? It used to be we never got visitors to the wilds, but now it seems they arrive in hordes.
I don't know what we would have done if you hadn't arrived.
I do. You would have perished. You still may. If you wish to flee the Darkspawn, you should know you are heading in the wrong direction.
Wait, you can't just leave us here.
Can I not? I spotted a most curious sight. A mighty ogre vanquished. Who could perform such a feat? But now my curiosity is sated and you are safe for the moment. Is that not enough?
We won't be able to get through the Darkspawn on our own.
They are everywhere, or soon will be. Where is it you plan to run to, hmm?
We need to get to Kirkwall, in the Free Marches.
Kirkwall? My, but that is quite the voyage you plan. Your king will not miss you, hmm?
Lothering is gone, and Ferelden may soon follow. We have to go.
I see. Hurtled into the chaos, you fight, and the world will shake before you. Is it fate or chance? I can never decide. It appears fortune smiles on us both today. I may be able to help you yet.
Anything you could do for us would be appreciated.
Maybe we shouldn't trust her. I don't even know what she is.
I know what she is. The Witch of the Wilds.
Some call me that. Also Flemeth, Asha Belinar, An old hag who talks too much. Does it matter? I offer you this. I will get your group past the Horde in exchange for a simple delivery to a place not far out of your way. Would you do this for a Witch of the Wilds?
Should we trust her? Wesley is injured. We'll never escape the Darkspawn.
If you need to, leave me behind.
No. I said I would drag you out if I had to, and I meant it.
What is a Witch of the Wilds exactly?
A chastened legend. Witches that steal children.
Bah, as if I had nothing better to do.
You're an apostate?
Yes, just like you.
You would go through all that trouble to have something delivered?
I have an appointment to keep. It is far more convenient this way. Happily, you're not without your own needs.
How much trouble will this delivery be exactly?
About as much trouble as my saving your lives not 5 minutes ago.
That's a lot to ask without telling us what this involves.
It's nothing more dangerous than one so capable can handle.
We don't have much choice.
We never do. There is a clan of Dalish elves near the city of Kirkwall. Deliver this amulet to their keeper, Marathari. Do as she asks with it, and any debt between us is paid in full. Before I take you anywhere, however, there is another matter.
No, leave him alone.
What has been done to your man is within his blood already.
You lie!
She's right, Aveline. I can feel the corruption inside me.
What are you talking about?
From the Darkspawn. All that blood. I knew when it happened.
Then how much time before you?
Not long now, if I am any judge.
There must be something we can do.
The only cure I know of is to become a Grey Warden.
And they all died at Ostagar.
Not all, but the last are now beyond your reach.
Aveline, listen to me.
You can't ask me this. I won't.
Please. The corruption is a slow death. I can't.
He's your husband, Aveline. I can't decide his fate.
Be strong, my love.
Without an end, there can be no peace. It gets no easier. Your struggles have only just begun.
Flemeth,
I thought that might interest you.
you expect me to believe a myth swooped out of the wild to save the champion?
Oh, come now, Seeker. Do I need to recite the tale of the Warden as well?
No. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised to hear of her involvement.
I liked my version better, too.
What else aren't you telling me, then? Did she send someone with the champion?
In a matter of speaking.
So it's true. Continue. But if you tell me they all flew to Kirkwall on a dragon...
Nothing so fanciful, I assure you. The witch kept her word, and got them to Guaran, where they took ship. They sailed north across the waking sea, lashed by terrible storms. 2 weeks they spent in that dark hold, packed in with the fearful and the desperate. And then they saw it. Kirkwall, the city of chains. Long ago it was part of the Imperium, slaves coming from far and wide to work the quarries. Now, it's a free city, but I use the word loosely. Sail through those black cliffs and you'll see what the slaves of old saw. The gallows, welcoming you. That's where their ship landed, with all the rest.
They're not letting anyone into the city.
What? That can't be.
It's true. Look at them all.
They're Fereldans, just like us. Fleeing for their lives.
And they would throw us all back to the wolves. Unbelievable.
So long as we're all safe, that's more important.
We need to find Gamlen. Our family has always been highly regarded in Kirkwall. He can do something, I'm sure of it.
Let's hope he received your letter.
The guards seem to be reporting to that man. Perhaps we should speak to him.
Get back to the crowd, you lot. Trying to bully your way through won't get you into Kirkwall any faster.
But you do intend to let us in.
We have enough poor of our own in the free marches. We don't need you refugees piling up here like a middens heap.
I heard someone call this fortress the Gallows. Is it a prison?
Used to be. Back in the Imperial days. They kept slaves here until the rebellion. Now the Templars run it, and use it to lock up their mages. Guess not much has changed.
Are mages imprisoned here?
Well, no more than anywhere else. It's a circle of magi now. Magic is to serve man, not rule him. And mages are better locked up where they don't hurt anyone.
Why aren't we being allowed into the city?
If it were up to me, I'd bar the gates and let you find somewhere else to beg. But it's not. Some of you lot might have legitimate business in the city. So Knight Commander Meredith wants us to sort you all out. Most of you are getting right back on your ships, though.
That's a Templar title. Why would a city guardsman answer to the Templars?
We don't answer to her, but she's the power in Kirkwall. Don't know what would happen if the Viscount went against something she wanted, but he's sure never taken that chance.
There must be someone in charge I can speak with.
Yes, always the same story. You want in, talk to Captain Ewald. I'm just here to keep you refuse from climbing the walls.
Was Wesley based out of the Lothering Chantry? I don't remember ever seeing him there.
He served elsewhere. He was coming to find me at Ostagar. Were you familiar with every Templar in Lothering?
How else was I supposed to know when to run and hide?
You can't keep us
Kirkwall has been sealed. You cannot enter. What do you want? Money? I can pay you.
Let us through, you flaming blighter. We're not staying in this pit.
Then get back on your ship and leave. Kirkwall has no more room for refugees.
The ship's already gone. We've paid good coin to get here.
You and half of Ferelden. There's nothing I can do. The city is full.
One of the guards said you were letting in people who have business in the city.
That's right. We've seen you let lots of people through.
Citizens and merchants that make it worth our while. I'll assume that you don't have any more coin than these gentlemen. We've been letting you Fereldans in for months. You're too late. There's no more room.
But we have family here. Doesn't that mean anything?
I've heard claims like that 1,000 times already, trust me. We'll find some ships to take you all back to Ferelden, eventually. Until then, you stay here.
Our uncle is Gamlin Amel. He knows we're coming. Surely someone could find him.
Gamlin? I know that name.
He's a nobleman here in the city. Our family has an estate.
A nobleman? The only Gamlin I know is a weasel who couldn't rub 2 coppers together. He comes back, I'll bring you to him. But I don't have time to...
What? You gonna let them through?
I didn't say anything about...
We've been here for 4 days. They just got here.
That's it. We're carving our way out of here. Men?
Be careful! Let's finish this! That's you! You are not enough! That's enough!
Help me with this one!
Get back!
Unbelievable.
Captain, are you all right?
I am, no thanks to you. Where is everyone? Go find them. I want this kept under control. You have my thanks. Look, I can't get you into the city. It's not my decision. But I'll find your uncle and bring him here.
It's been 3 days. This waiting has to end.
I'm sure it won't be much longer. Gamlin must still be looking for us.
And if he's not?
Wait. I think someone's coming.
Leandra! Damn, girl. The years haven't been kind to you.
Gamlin!
Let me say up front, I wasn't expecting this. The Blight, your husband, dead. I'd figured you'd pretty much be Ferelden for life.
Oh, Gamlin. We came too late. My poor Carver didn't make it, and Drastic guide him.
Oh, Maker, save me. Leandra, don't drop this on me here. I don't even know if I can help you get in.
I'm more concerned about Mother. Can you get her in at least?
No. We stay together.
I was hoping to grease some palms, but the Knight Commander's been cracking down. We're gonna need more grease.
But what about the estate? Surely Father left something when he died?
Right, about the estate. It's, Gone. To settle a debt. I've been meaning to write you.
Then there's no hope.
Not quite. I know some people who might help. If you're not too delicate about the company you keep.
Mother said our family was wealthy. You really can't help us.
I am blighted helping. I've got 2 offers of work from people who've got the coin to open those gates.
I still can't believe you sold the estate. Gamlin, how could you?
Well, I didn't expect your blasted family to show up on my doorstep. I've got a nice place in Lowtown. You'll see, it'll all work out.
Do we need to stay in Kirkwall? Let's go to another city.
This was my home. I can't believe they won't let me come back.
Every city on the coast's been hip-deep in Ferelden since the Blight. You could try your luck further inland, I suppose, but it won't be easy.
No, we're not putting Mother through that. We'll find a way.
We don't have any choice, do we? I need to get my family into Kirkwall.
I talked to my contacts, and I found some people who might be willing to pay your way into the city. The catch is, you and your sister have to work off the debt. For a year.
A year?
It's the best I could do. Trust me when I say a bunch of refugees won't get a better option anywhere else.
So, you're selling us into indentured servitude? That's your idea?
Think of it as having a job waiting for you in your new home.
Wonderful.
I managed to convince my contacts to come to the gallows to meet you personally. Mirren heads up the mercenary company, the Red Iron. They're looking for recruits. Fenrir, I guess you might call her a smuggler. Either one of them can help you. All you need to do is find them in the courtyard and convince them you're worth the trouble.
What do you think about this, Bethany?
We've come this far. I don't care who we work for, as long as it means we don't have to go back.
What kind of man is this Mirren?
He's a hired sword. What do you expect him to be like? I wouldn't bring him home for dinner or anything, but he's got a decent reputation. I wouldn't have asked him if I thought he'd cross you.
How dangerous is this smuggler's work?
Well, it won't be pretty working for her. She's a pretty small fish compared to some of the other thieves' guilds around here. But she's tough, she's fair, and she never deals in slaves or flesh.
Let's find them and see what they have to say.
Oh, Gamlin, I don't know about this.
It's a lot of coin, Leandra. Don't go expecting our name to carry the kind of weight it used to.
And what of me? I will not allow others to incur debts on my behalf.
Can't see that it makes a difference. You look like a lady who can pull her own weight.
Then you'll come with us.
I have no real option. Thank you.
Okay, so the famous, can't get into the city motif is how we start here in Kirkwall. And I'm gonna play it a little differently. I'll explain what I'm doing as I get into it.
Are you a Fenrir?
You must be Gamlin's niece. Interesting. I don't know what he told you about us, but he certainly told us a great deal about you.
He didn't say anything about me, did he?
Enough to pique our interest, provided you can justify your uncle's confidence.
I'd like to know more about what we'd be doing for you.
I can be honest. We don't compete with the Thieves' Guild, but we keep our fingers in a lot of pots. That said, we're not killers or slavers. Anything short of that, however, is fair game.
Do what you want, but this sounds fishy to me.
We can't afford to be choosy.
I hear getting us into the city isn't cheap.
If you're as good as your uncle claims, we're hoping you'll be worth it. After all, it's not every day we're offered an apostate's services.
It appears our uncle likes to talk.
The Templars in Kirkwall like to think they have all mages properly leashed, but when has that ever been true? We can keep them from taking notice while you're with us. Wouldn't be the first time.
How did you get to be one of my uncle's contacts?
Is that what he calls me? He owes us after that last big idea. If you turn out, though, we'll consider things even.
Tell me what you need done.
There's a merchant named Cavril, friend of the Templars. so they let him set up his little shop here in the gallows. We supplied him in return for a piece of the take, but now he won't pay up. We can't go near him without him screaming for the guard, but you can. Get our money from him and you're in.
Okay, it looks like I take her quest, but really what I'm going to do is take a bribe from this guy and then go do the mercenaries quest. And I also realized I didn't have Winter's Grasp on her tactics here, so I needed to get that in. Doing it this way maximizes your gold. You can either get 2 gold or 5 gold, or if you do it this way, you can get all 7. So I have to take a rivalry hit from Aveline, but it's not too bad, and this is the best way to play it.
I've already told you, I can't give you any more for them.
But that was everything we have. It's all we brought with us.
And I feel for you, Sarah, but it's the best I can do.
If they just let us into the city, I could get 3 times that price.
Myron?
Your business is done.
But...
Now then, what can I do for you, Sarah?
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily. And I am the lucky man.
You mean you paid your own bribes to be here?
If they allowed everyone to set up shop, this place would turn into a bazaar. Sadly, there's only so much I can do for those Fereldans. Poor sods.
I'm sure you're very broken up over it.
I meant you. Folks like yourself.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
What am I supposed to do? Buy every piece of furniture these people dragged with them?
I'm sure they'd rather not sell what little they have left.
My point is that I'm running a business, not a charitable order. I'm sorry.
I imagine the profits help with the guilt.
I believe you owe your business partners something.
Oh, I see.
Should I go tell the guards?
Not just yet. I want to hear this. So, Ethenril sent you to collect, did she? Too cowardly to do it herself.
Make me an offer, and I'll consider leaving you alone.
Interesting. I can't get you lot into the city. That's more coin than I even owe. But I'll give you a share. You take it, you walk away, and don't bother us again. Does that work for you?
I'd rather not fight over this.
Boss, you need to stop giving in to these.
Enough. I know a losing deal when I see one. Take what's in the chest. Now, I'm going to go deal with this once and for all.
Mirren?
And you must be Hawke. Nice. Your uncle talked up a storm about you. He better not be blowing more smoke out his arse.
I'd like to know more about you first.
Right. You're not a marcher like your uncle. The Red Iron is well known in these parts. We pick who we work for and keep our noses clean. But anyone screws with us, we mess them up. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
I never pictured myself as the mercenary type.
Getting us into the city will take a lot of coin.
Did I mention the Red Iron gets paid pretty well? Not to mention your uncle said your sister's a mage. We're willing to pay for that.
Does everyone know about us?
Your sister's not in the circle yet. Then probably not. You stick with us. You'll be safe. For a year, at least.
My uncle doesn't seem like the sort to hang out with mercenaries.
He doesn't. Gamlen cheated one of my men at a wallop match. You turn out, we'll call it even.
I'm ready to prove myself.
Noble bastard named Friedrich is here in the gallows. Gave us bad info. Almost killed my men. Now he's hiding out here, waiting for a ship. He sees us coming, he'll run for shore. But he doesn't know you. Go kill him and his men. We'll make sure no one asks why.
Okay, this fight is actually pretty tough just to go after on your own. And after the first wave, I pull the group back and get help from the guards. It's pretty much the only way to do it on Nightmare.
Who are these people? I demand to know.
I saw them talking to Mirren.
Mirren? You blithering idiot. Why didn't you say something sooner? Don't just stand there, kill them!
Let's make this quick! One less to worry about.
Okay, after this turn in, we'll get some more dialogue and be done with the prologue. So I'm going to sign it off here. Hope you're enjoying Dragon Age 2. See you next time.
We've done as you asked.
Good. May the bloody vultures feast on his corpse and shit him into the ocean. Welcome to the Red Iron. Tell your uncle I'm making the arrangements now.
Any luck?
Yes. They've agreed to help us.
I'll speak to Mirren and see when the bribes can be made. Wait here.
Then we made it. The voyage is over.
The blight may still spread, but for now we have a new home.
If only Carver were here with us.
And Wesley.
Let's just see what happens. We have a long year ahead of us.